Why does there have to be any good in this galaxy? The good guys. Why can't it just be evil? Why not? It can't be evil, only because we exist. How are you proof? How is a ragtag group and tribe of ragamuffins proof of anything other than a servant class here to do our bidding? How are you proof of anything? We don't accept evil. You don't accept evil. Your monsters don't even accept evil. That's a good one. You have never seen evil like these beings. I'm sure they're pretty evil, but they don't accept it. There's only one being that accepts evil. Satan. Yes. That's right. You named him. Yes. We know enough to know that he's the one at the top. But he doesn't even accept evil. Not really. He thinks that he has to be evil in order to control the people under him. And the people under him need to be evil to control the people under them. And when I say people, I mean monsters. Whatever they are, who knows? And it keeps going down and down and down like that. Each level is evil to the level below it, to the level below that, to the level below that. Until you get to the bottom of the pyramid. And the slaves aren't evil, because there's nobody below them. They don't need to be evil. The slaves at the bottom, us, we know that evil is artificial, and the amount of energy required to keep evil in existence is, you could power an entire universe. Why is Satan so afraid that he's got to conduct evil upon those below him, and those have to conduct evil on those below them? Why is he so afraid? He's condemned to create evil because he's terrified of his own non-existence. Tell me I'm wrong. I will tell you that I'm intrigued by what you're saying here. That you have an unusual mind for a slave. Oh, thank you. That's a compliment coming from a high priest of evil. Thank you. What happens is that Satan would rather just exist and be evil rather than dissolve his separate self in God. He's terrified of joining God and having the struggle dissolve, what we call ego death. He's terrified of his own liberation. He's terrified of his own freedom, because with that freedom comes a responsibility, and he would rather use his power to keep his ego alive instead of dissolving his ego and using his power responsibly for everyone in this galaxy. And of course, you don't even have to humor me. I know that there are whole legions and galaxies of good beings who are just as powerful as Satan. But they're good. I can feel them. They're with me now. They're powering my words. So, you may want to think about whose side you're on. Years ago, there weren't any ambassadors showing up and humorously indulging our questions and satisfying our ignorance with tidbits of misinformation. We didn't have that luxury, did we? But look at you now. High priest. Caught in between slaves who are awakening and monsters who are terrified of the monsters under their bed. Those monsters, they're constantly afraid. So they put so much pressure on the priests, don't they? You're sweating, aren't you? You tremble as I get closer and closer and closer and closer to the truth. You tremble. You're shaking. You're sweating. You can't fathom where I get my information, just like I can't fathom how evil the monsters are. But when the slaves awaken to their freedom by realizing the source, the information just enters them from everywhere. And you, High Priest, for all your sacrifices and your rituals, are not awake to this ocean of information that's flooding my soul. And so it's clear to me, to everyone here, that you are the slaves.